Hey, go and get it down. Go and get it down right about now. Hey, oh.
What is up, Shakers and Groovers? Shit Show Disco here, and today I am up in the beautiful Brisbane. Now I know it's a bit dark outside, but you know, it is what it is. Now I'm here with your boy King Koi.
Boy King Koi.
How are you, my dude?
Yeah, good man. Welcome to Brisbane.
Thank you, thank you, bro. It's actually I'm being welcomed by the podcast king of Brisbane.
Let's not say that. Let's.
Okay.
I like podcasting, but I'm definitely no king of podcasts.
Well, I don't know if you know this, bro, but king's in your name. So.
Yeah, I know. But
I ain't no king.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. So obviously he's the artist Boy King Koi, and also he's the fantastic mind behind A Beer With.
That's it.
So
got to get the merch in.
Cheers. Now, as you guys know, I don't usually drink on the show, but I thought, hey, why not have a cheeky one? And more importantly, it's a Wednesday night, and next week when this does premiere, it will be Game 3 of State of Origin. State of Origin is on at the moment.
It is.
You guys can't see it, but it is actually in our peripherals. So
it's over here, so I've got a good side of it. So if you see me jump up, it's because Queensland's just smashed the Blues.
And if you see me crying, it's because that has happened.
Yeah.
Now, thanks heaps for coming on the show
man,
today,
cheers.
dude. Have you been on a few podcasts? I've seen you kind of going around, obviously, other than your own.
I've done a few. I enjoy going on other people's podcasts because I don't have to be the host and lead the conversations, but it's also harder to drink beer, so because I've got to talk more.
That is true. It's all about you.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 sort of thing. So, but I really enjoy coming on other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
Especially ones that I watch and listen to, and I've seen pretty much all your episodes.
Thank you, my dude.
I love what you're doing. So keep it up, man.
Nah, thanks, man. Nah, like I said, well, obviously you guys don't know, but I sent Joe a cheeky little message, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, just touching
a while
base.
back. Yeah.
Just being like, hey, man, I'm doing the same kind of thing down on the Goldie, touch and base. So I think
it's good.
it's important, to do that, because a lot of people get, segregated, think they, too big for this or too big for that.
That's what I'm all about, man, is bringing people together and putting a light on other people's stuff that they're doing, because there's so much talent around Brisbane and Gold Coast and Queensland in general that I think is a little bit not seen in the rest of Australia. We're sort of like a bit of a sleeper city or state.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that shining that light on it is definitely
important.
A good thing. Yeah.
Now I've come up to Brisbane today. I've had the pleasure. Joe will be kicking it off. And then I've got Clarity and also Bodie coming on in coming weeks. So I just thought I'd come up to Brisbane, get a few of these little ragtag rascals out of the way.
That's it.
And, really spread the love. And I've only received love from everyone I've reached out to up here. So, man, once again, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Now, I think it was important for me to have you on it because before the podcasting, before everything you do now, you were a DJ, you were an artist, you produce, you do all that. So I think it's about time we talk about you for once.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm actually just about to get right back into that stuff. So this is perfect timing, really. And that was a coincidence because I kind of played a gig or a live stream last Wednesday with some people. And, I think I got the tunes the day before. Yeah. On my, listened to some tunes and made a little playlist, and then downloaded them on my lunch break the day of, made the USB a couple minutes before, and I played my set, and, just because I hadn't prepped, because I've been doing it for so long, I sort of just fall back on, I know how to do this, but I, maybe was trying to be a bit too tricky with all the crew there and stuff, trying to, do some cool stuff. And, I my skills just weren't up to scratch to try and do what I did. So it's sort of I was like, damn, I need to put some more effort back into this and, get solid playlists, work on, some cool techniques, practice on the RMX 1000 because I've got one and I love using it.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's
there's so much potential.
Touchpads just ruin me.
Even when I use it and people go, whoa, that's awesome. That's really cool what you did. And I'm like, yeah, but you can do so much more.
There's a phaser into a roll.
Yeah, there's so many different sections. So I think I really want to start focusing back on that because DJing was the first sort of thing in the electronic space I did. Then I started working on production, focused on that, and sort of stopped DJing, and then recently podcasting. Yeah. And so now it's I sort of feel comfortable that I have enough knowledge and skill in all those things that it's time to, get back out there. And I've realized that most people now that know me haven't seen me play.
Yeah.
They've never seen me play in a venue. Maybe at a DJ comp, a couple of people and stuff at Pro-E, but most people haven't actually seen what I can do. So I sort of want to start working on that, and I've got some ideas for some shows and things that I'm going to do with some people.
Very exciting.
And if anyone wants to book me, you should hit me up.
Yeah.
Send me an email, boykingkoi@gmail.com. But yeah, no, I'm just keen to get back out there because, you know, like DJing's what kicked it all off for me.
Yes.
In terms of the electronic dance music space.
Yep.
And I really want to get back into that because that's the most fun of all the things.
Yeah,
really.
nice.
Yeah.
So obviously you've been smashing the podcast lately.
Yeah.
For nearly, 2.5 years?
Yeah, it started, the first episode was May 1st,
Okay.
so last year. So it's like a year and a half, maybe a bit longer, coming up on 2 years. So,
Yeah, nice. And then before that, DJing.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing for? Like,
So I started, it would have been about 2008, mid 2008, when I first started sort of just playing around.
Yeah.
And then it would have been sort of towards the end of 2008 when I started playing gigs at places. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a while.
Yeah. So nearly
But like I
12
said,
years.
like I said though, I've had times where I haven't DJed.
Yeah.
You know, like I've just worked on production because I've got a job as well. So, you know, it's like you go out on the weekend and play a gig and you're up late at night listening to dance music all night. The last thing I want to do in the morning when I'm hungover is listen to a kick drum. You know, so it's like I sort of had to pick. All right, so I saw that DJing was fun and awesome and it's part of the thing you got to do. But the next progression is production.
Yes.
There's no big DJs anymore
Without
who don't
tunes.
have tunes, whether they're ghostwritten or they're, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I realized that. So that's why production was the next thing. And then, eventually podcasting was the next thing.
Was the next
thing.
thing.
The next thing.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I want to get back to the roots and start playing gigs and sort of, showing people a little bit of how I perform. Because it's a little bit different to a lot of people.
Yeah, cool.
A lot of energy and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
mate, nothing's wrong with a bit of energy.
I love it, man.
I
Like
think-
DJing's so fun. You gotta love it.
Yeah, 100%. I think the big reason that I've kind of, with this season, I'm trying to film them all is so I can also put equal energy into those other aspects as well.
That's it, yeah.
You know, the DJing, production, all that stuff.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
You get it, man. You get it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, your DJ name or production name is pretty much your name, just with Boy at the front.
Boy at the front.
Is there anything about that?
No, like so when I first started, I was DJ Kingy with 2 E's.
Ooh.
K-I-N-G-E-E.
Cheek E.
Just because when I went to uni, I lived on college and I was Kingy. Everyone just called me Kingy. And I didn't want to be like every other Kingy with a Y, so I had 2 E's on the end.
Yeah, I like that.
But, you know, it was a little bit of a DJ Kingy. It was a bit shit, to be honest. It wasn't that great. Can we swear on
You
this
can
thing?
do
I'm sure
whatever
we
you
can.
like.
Yeah, it was pretty shit. So yeah, I sort of put a thing out on Facebook and just said, what should I be called?
Yeah.
Took suggestions, and someone said you should be called Boy King Koi. Boy with an I because my last name Koi has an I, so it was that was it. It was just a Facebook
works,
thing to
eh?
ask. Yeah, and it was. The cool thing is there's no other Boy King Kois in the world.
Yeah.
And you search me on Google and it's like the first page is me.
Yeah.
Because there's no... I think King Coil, the mattress company, comes up. But that's
Shout out
halfway
making
down the
mattresses,
page.
eh?
Yeah, send me some mattresses, King Coil.
Always having sales, but never shut down. I don't
Yeah, that's it.
You
yeah,
can't trust anyone.
So yeah, that's it. It's not a great, awesome story, but it's,
mate,
it's
not
unique.
bad.
It's unique, and a lot of people say, "Oh, is that actually your real last name?" And yes, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Yeah. Two words, no hyphen. You have to say that when you call up, like, or you tell people your last name.
When you order pizza and stuff.
They all want to put a hyphen in, you know.
Yeah.
That's not how it's spelled. So yeah.
Now, how would you describe, obviously, the genre you want to get back into, the music you want to play?
Yeah, so these days I really am focused on sort of house, tech house, probably more towards the tech house stuff.
Yep.
And it ranges in stuff. You know, I've been a huge Dirty Bird fan for ages, but I think what I'm like my music that I make is like a combination of like tech house, electro, maybe house sort of vibes, and I think that's just because of when I started in that sort of electro, that 2008, 2009
Yeah, bro. The
era.
sessions.
Yeah,
sessions,
Ministry of
Ocean,
Sound,
man.
yeah. All that kind of
All
vibes.
that tonight
so-
only stuff.
Yeah, just all that, just everything around that. And I
Yeah.
used to love all those tunes, so I don't ever go into you know, a writing session to write stuff that's electro sounding, but there's always some electro sounds in there that come out.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a weird combination because a lot of people are like, oh, who do you sound like? And I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
My tunes are weird. Like, they're not weird in terms of too out there, but they're not like club tunes, but they're dance tunes.
Okay.
A lot of my tunes I sort of see as like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
As the sun goes down
Yeah,
outside,
dude.
kind of thing.
Yeah, summer vibes.
Yeah, so I kind of like it, but weird still. But yeah, definitely like tech house sort of vibes and all of the different kinds of tech house because you know there's different versions of it that have now sort of come out. So I've sort of realized that recently that you know that's there, and I just love the fact that I can listen to it sitting down in a club and still enjoy it, or at home or whenever. Whereas I find a lot of other genres that I do enjoy, it's got to be in the right setting for
100%.
me. Whereas, you know, house and tech house and that I can listen to anytime.
Really?
You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I like that, you know, whereas like, you know, I do love bass house and I do love techno and I, you know, and drum and bass and actually I could listen to drum and bass anytime. But I don't play drum and bass. So yeah, it's really the tech house sort of thing, but yeah, I just want to play in front of people again.
Get that feeling.
Yeah, I kind of miss that playing in front of a big crowd, and I've played some gigs around in the last couple of years and stuff in front of like decent crowds, but I just want to get back into that because I feel like I'm sort of known in the industry with a lot of young DJs up and coming who watch the show and stuff, but none of them have ever seen me
do
play.
your thing yet.
So I think that would be cool to see because they know my story and they know all the stuff I do, but they've never seen me.
They haven't seen the roots.
Do the main thing, yeah.
They haven't seen those roots.
Yeah,
right?
so I want to do that and sort of just showcase that a bit.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'm pretty keen. Yeah.
Now, talking about your roots, can you remember your first kind of memory of music being younger?
So I was thinking about this before. Like I didn't do too much prep for this because I know you sent through a few questions, and I was like, I'm just gonna like just try and like, you know, be on the spot because that's what I love about podcasts. Yeah. But I think the first music I would remember would probably be like, I know, and I don't know if I remember this from a memory of mine or if it's because I've seen the video, but I know that there was a videotape of me dancing to Michael Jackson.
Nice.
Like when I was like 4 or something like that. Yeah. 3 or 4. So that's probably the first memory, but I'm not quite sure if it's my memory or if it's me seeing the video of me doing it.
Yeah,
so,
well, bro, it's all relative. Yeah. It's all relative.
Yeah, so I think that would be it, like a Michael Jackson tune, probably Beat It or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
just
as a
straight
little
in.
kid. Yeah,
lovely, dude. That's I think, mate, I feel like probably every second person I speak to, it's like, Mum had Michael Jackson on, and I was doing this, or Dad had something on, and you're just like, running around in your knickers with a little fake guitar.
Yeah, there's definitely, I don't know if, Mum, if you see this, or any of my relatives, if someone's got that tape, send it to me because that would be dope content. Like, I'll put that shit up for sure.
Definitely.
Like,
I actually, talking about dope content, I got sent a video of me singing New York, New York in a bar in the Cayman Islands a year ago.
That's sick.
And I was like, that's what made me upset about wanting to be somewhere that's hot and muggy and no one knows you. And I was just watching, I was like, man, I was on a vibe, eh? And then I met my partner at the time and we went to New York that I met that night singing that, and she was just like, what, such a spin out. But
that's hilarious.
That's just talking about content. I was going to like cut that up into a reel for sure.
Do it.
Yeah, I think it's needed.
Yeah, do it.
I think it's needed.
You need an assistant though to do it.
Yeah, I'll send it through.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much to do. People don't understand how much is involved in all this stuff. But yeah.
Oh well, you do. Thankfully.
Yeah, I do. But I mean, these people, like, not us.
You and Cameron Munster and
but thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for sticking.
It
with
really
us.
does mean a lot.
It does. Now, when you were growing up, what would you listen to? What was on your?
Yeah, so I was a '90s kid. Growing up, so like all the pop bands back then, you know, your Spice Girls, your Hanson, your Backstreet Boys, you know, growing up as a you know, in primary school,
your teenage
dirtbags. Even classic songs. All that kind of stuff. Even like watching Rage and stuff in the mornings, you know, seeing Daft Punk Around the World, that film clip, and just going, what
or
the
Music
hell is
Sounds Better With
this?
You. I always remember that.
Yeah.
seeing that film clip.
I don't think I remember the film clip.
Dude. Oh, maybe it's not Music Sounds Better Than You. No, the Stardust.
Okay. Yeah.
The guy like throws the... Yeah, the guy throws the plane and it's like a big blue man.
I just don't remember that film clip.
Oh, dude, it was a vibe. Bring
Rage
back
was a
film
vibe,
clips. Bring back film clips.
Yeah, but
mate,
no one watched, like, you know. Like,
I know, but
yeah.
I just think they're so essential.
MTV's not really a thing anymore.
Mate, well, they don't play music videos.
No, it's all like shows.
Now
and
it's
shit.
Geordie Shore and...
Yeah, it's all reality shows.
Thanks, MTV. They aren't a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, you watch, we'll be on MTV next week on this show. Shit Show Disco.
Now,
the music that made you.
Can you remember the first record or cassette or anything that was bought for you?
Yeah, so I thought that it would have been Spice Girls or Hanson.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking back, I do remember that I had cassette tapes, but I don't remember the song of it.
Yeah.
But I think the first actual, and this isn't a cassette tape, this isn't an MP3 or a record or a CD.
Yeah.
This is a VHS tape.
Oh.
ABC Kids.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone out there knows
You've
ABC.
gone well back. You've gone
ABC
back.
Kids, it's like anyone who grew up in the 90s will know the ABC Kids one. It had
like Banana.
It had it had all the old classic stuff. One of the tunes I love was that I actually do want to do a remix of is I think Down on the Corner. I think it's by Willie and the Boys, and it had like this film clip with these dogs, and it was about them, like dogs in the street, like down on the corner, out in the street, like singing songs and shit. So I think that would have been the first one that had like, you know, all these other you know, video kids songs on it. So I think that was probably the first. That's the first one I can remember.
Dude, that's a big. That's
the ABC Kids tape.
That's
and honestly, like anyone who grew up in the same era as me will know what I'm talking about. Like that VHS tape was classic.
And that's a solid shout out. Hey, that's
I only thought about that before. I was like, actually, I think that was probably the first thing I remember.
Now, talking about when you used to DJ and play shows, do you have any that really stick with you as ones that you've played and you've just been like?
I don't know, because it's been so long and there's been so many. It's tough to pick one, but I think my favorite like times playing, I don't know if it was a specific gig, would be at Full Moon Party on Magnetic Island off Townsville, because I started in Townsville. So like it's, you know, 2,000 to 3,000 people at an X-Base backpackers thing that's like a deck.
Going over on the barge.
Yeah, and then it's like a deck on the sand.
Yeah.
And so, like, near the end of the time when I was playing there, the dance floor, well, the booth was on a deck, or the stage, and then the dance floor was a sand dance floor with a couple of palm trees there,
just
like
vibes.
The beach just there.
Just
like,
vibes.
Yeah, just like mental. And, like, I used to go over, it used to be like me and Hoodrich.
Yeah, dude, Jake,
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah.
So we used to both either play the open at 4 till 6 or the next one 6 till 8. So just as the sun starts. And it'd be different each time, but we usually both go over at the same time at like 4 o'clock for that and just drink beers in the sun as the sun going down, sort of. So it's probably some of the best memories.
Did you ever play Flinders Social on that as well then? Or?
So I went and played Flinders Social. I actually went up there from Brisbane. They got us up there to play a gig at Flinders Social when it was Flinders Social. So I played there once. And that was just because I think I was already going up. And they were like, I just hit up Jake and he's like, come play a set for sure. Like, and so, that was...
So I actually ended up...
Good fun.
Not
good
that
time.
he would remember, but I was up there for the Townsville show doing like I used to like host this motorbike show thing, and I was up there for the show, and I was friends with Lucas, and he was like, "Oh, I'll ask Jake if you want to play." And I ended up playing after Noi, but Noi would not remember me on thing. He would not even go. Would not even. I was just that random dude that happened to play after him. But it's just so funny how everything kind of.
Oh, Noi, if you do know, send him a message. Tell him. Give him a shout out.
You won't. Trust me. I bet you won't.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah.
I bet you won't. But Flinders Social, I just remember playing after that. It was just it was just so funny. And, it's all about just being somewhere else you're not from and, like, playing.
Yeah, it's always fun. And for me, it was going back to where I started kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And just to see all those, all the old faces and stuff like that. Seeing Jake, is, you know, always fun.
Yeah.
Run into him randomly up there and stuff when I was there last time. And I was meant to actually go up and play a few gigs, like at the Uni Club, and then for what's the Easy Club. They do stuff out on the island. And I was going to play at
Otherwise,
as well. But that was at Easter, right when COVID hit. So I was meant to go up there then to play. So I'm really keen to get back up there again.
Yeah, so if for anyone that hasn't been or is planning on going to Townsville for a holiday, it is actually lovely up there, but Jake is pretty much destroying that whole scene. Like, he's keeping the scene of the Townsville music.
It's so funny because, like, I met Jake when he won a DJ comp at Consortium, which was the club I was a resident at.
Okay.
And he was called Uncle Friday. So that was his old name. Bring back Uncle Friday, Jake, by the way.
Yeah, Hoodrich is too cool.
Yeah, it was real, like, because he used to play real disco-y, like, almost tropical, sort of like, how it's kick-off.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, the footy's on. I just had to show him kick-off. First hit as well.
Up, bang, all right. We're gonna
New South Wales.
Don't worry,
right.
New South Wales 30 plus. You can call me out on it next week.
That was a good hit. So like I've, you know, known Jake for a little while, and but yeah, just great times hanging out and stuff like that. And we've done some naughty stuff at places together and that. But you know, it's just good to you know, go back to places where you started, sort of thing. Yeah. So
my friend,
I'm really keen to get back.
My friend Dana went up there last week, I think, to play the reopening of it. Yeah, and cool. Like, she's a singer and artist. Yeah, great tunes. Check him out. Sushi in Tokyo. You know the vibes, Dana. But yeah, she said it was just great. Just such a good spot. Yeah. I think you forget, man. Like, you go up there, you go to the Strand and like on the beach. It's just lovely. So yeah, get up there. We're a bit off topic here, but get up to Townsville.
Go and support, because, you know,
you
like,
can't go overseas. You can't go overseas. Go up to Townsville. Go across to Magnetic Island.
When I sort out this little mini tour up there, I'll let you guys know, and you should come and see me play. You can come up on tour with me if you want.
Sounds perfect.
I'll get you in wherever I'm playing.
The bank.
What was the... I'm not hip enough. I'm not hip hop enough for
what's
bank.
the one all the footy players go to? The cow, the spotted cow?
Mad cow.
The mad cow.
Mad cow.
Been there once.
Man, the amount of times I used to see Thurston out in the city, like...
I saw him once while I was up there. I'm not even a Queenslander or a Cowboys supporter, but I was still just like...
Yeah, or you just see him all the time and just be like, oh, cool.
Now, obviously, you've been to heaps of shows. Are there any that really stick with you as shows you've just kind of really loved?
Well, I mean, for me, I always say with dance music, there's always, until you see the full package, you don't really understand dance music. And that's like the production, a big club, a big dance floor, a big sound system, all that stuff. It's not really something you can understand what it is until you experience that. So for me, the first time for that would have been at the Family in like 2007, I think. Okay. I saw Crafty Cuts play.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad little...
Yeah, so it was, like, that stands out for me because, like, it was that moment of I'd just been to, like, hip-hop and commercial clubs before that, and up in Townsville, not quite as big, and this was before I started playing. And then so basically went to that, and I was just like amazed at how I'd be dancing and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink and hang out and do whatever, but then like that he could play a song and like draw me back to the dance floor. And I was really sort of intrigued by that, because like I'm classically trained as a trumpet player and a singer, so like I'd always been around music, but it had never been in that kind of a capacity where it had like drawn me in. So I really that sort of just changed my sort of perspective on things, and I was like, oh, this is cool, I want to get into this. So that's definitely one you know, that I've probably been to that you know, really made it for me. But I used to love all the Summerfield days on the Gold Coast.
That was on my birthday, 3rd of January. That was like the thing we just
so good, man. Like, I used to love those because you'd get the best of field days and summer days, and you just get to see all these amazing acts and stuff.
I remember seeing like Justice into Chromeo, into like Snoop Dogg.
I was at that one. I think I was at that one. Yeah, that was sick. Like, they were always sick. Like, great lineups of you know, dance acts and stuff. So I really enjoyed you know, going to all of those kind of shows. And just
the commute and the walk down the Spit.
Yeah, down the Spit. And we'd always book this place just above where the subway is, down there. So there was like this place, and it was, I remember one time it was like me, another mate, and then one of my friends, and my mate had booked this whole like massive apartment for like 10 friends, and they all pulled out. And so instead of having it for a week, he just got it for a couple of days, and it was all basically paid for through the deposit. So I didn't have to pay shit. And we're like walking distance, and it was just like just a great time because we literally just walked. And
I just remember walking down that spit path and just seeing random bodies. People just did pre-game.
Well, because we were up there and we weren't too far from it, we were out on a balcony and like people were walking past, and so we were just like yelling at people, like because it's the end of after the festival, like just being menacing,
almost
like,
in schoolies mode.
Yeah, exactly, and like yelling out like, "Hey, who is your favorite act?" Like, and we were having conversations from like the 12th floor or some shit. Like,
oh, that's so good.
It was really good.
Now, talking about you being classically trained. And trumpet, and what was the other one?
Trumpet and singing.
Yeah, nice.
So I used to do vocal lessons and stuff too. But trumpet was my main thing. So I did that from, would have been 8. It's grade 2.
Yeah.
I started playing trumpet because my granddad played trumpet.
Yeah, cool.
And I just had to choose an instrument because my parents were like, "You should play an instrument."
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, sweet. So yeah, that was definitely the first sort of thing, and then singing in choirs, and eventually started doing vocal lessons. But yeah, basically I played trumpet from grade 8, when I was 8 to 18, so 10 years, and I've probably played anything you can imagine a trumpet in. Yeah. I've played in that.
That's sick.
So yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to get on the bugle, do the last post and things like that, or is that totally different?
You can play the last post on a trumpet. So a bugle is the same as a trumpet, but obviously there's no valves, so you can't change that. So a lot of trumpet is pitching with your lips, so you can do the last post on a bugle, you just don't touch the valves.
Okay.
It's the same pitch and everything, but I've never played a bugle. Played a cornet, but I've never played on a bugle. Yeah. Unfortunately, if anyone's got a bugle and wants me to play the last post,
that could be the next. That could be the.
I'll play the last.
A bit with bugle.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but so trumpet growing up, and that was a huge part of my life, all the way through, and singing and stuff. But I sort of stopped when I went to uni for a bit, and then sort of rediscovered my love for music with the DJing stuff when I came and saw Crafty Cuts and went, hey, I think I could do that.
Yeah, and for anyone that hasn't seen Crafty Cuts, just type it into YouTube. He has so many routines on there. A lot of
he's a G. Like he's Crafty Cuts, A Skills, A Track, like all those old guys in the breakbeat hip hop scenes. Just the skills and the things they can actually do behind the decks is amazing.
Usually vinyl.
Yeah. Like A Skills. If A Skills comes here, for all the people out there who aren't old heads, go see A Skills. He like for mashup and party kind of shit, he is incredible.
Just a vibe.
Yeah.
Just a vibe. Now, are there any songs that really that you've listened to over the years that kind of get you in that like?
Yeah. Probably.
In that field, bro?
Probably. Which genre or which...
No, dude, this could be anything you want in
because
the world.
I've got different ones in different genres and stuff, like Daft Punk has always been huge for me. Yeah. So, anytime I hear...
That was huge. Sorry, I just...
Yeah. I see your eyes darting over there. I think Queensland might have just scored, so suck it, New South Wales. So like... Daft Punk, any of their stuff from Discovery and maybe before is huge for me. Like any Michael Jackson, any... that's a try. That's a try. That's such a try.
That's such a try. What a great try.
That is a great try. Shout out to whoever scored that.
Shout out to Coates.
He did good. Yeah, that's good. That's worth that you got to give it up for that.
No, bro,
that
good on him. Sick try. Coates, good on you. He's 18. I'm down with that. He's a young kid just trying to pave his way in the world. Fuck, shout out Coates.
That's it. What were we talking about?
Song that gets in the feels. Sorry, my dude.
Oh, yeah. No, you're all G. So, yeah, like, anything from the Discovery album of Daft Punk. Yeah. A heap of MJ stuff. Like, I've got a favourite symphony.
Oh.
Berlioz's
Is it a bittersweet symphony?
Berlioz's 5th Symphony, particularly March to the witches, much to the witch, I think it is.
Yeah.
So because I play classical and stuff, like
Yeah.
that's why I said what genre,
Yeah,
because it's like
100%.
because I really do enjoy classical music as well.
Yes.
But it's not like I listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, I love that symphony. If it's like, you know, it just depends on you know the vibe or what I'm feeling. I think every genre of music has a place and a moment and a point in time where it actually works.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you know, I mean, Daft Punk, Around the World, or Technologic, or any of those like stuff, because I really started in that 2007, 2008 era when they were doing their live tour.
Yes.
They were live,
Yes,
which
yes,
is a
the
mashup
Pyramid
of
one.
all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, the live,
which
sorry.
was the mashup album of Discovery and all their
Yeah.
other old stuff. So that stuff for me sort of like hits real hard. I think, and Justice, like
Oh, dude.
the orchestral version of Stress by Justice, amazing. Like
And then
I want to remix that to Stress, like maybe not the orchestral one, but the original, because it's like, man, it's hectic.
And then obviously they did Tron, and that was just like them.
Yeah, Daft Punk doing Tron. Yeah,
Like, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
so I used to have like intros and stuff with Daft Punk, like The Grid, where he talks about it's like The Grid, a digital frontier. Like, so I used to have that as like an intro, and then into like other tunes and stuff. Yeah, I used to make little intro edits.
Yeah,
and stuff,
nice. That's sick. So what about at the moment? What are you listening to now?
Tough question, because I'm now like getting back into that, trying to get all my music sorted and playlist. It's very much like modern tech house kind of vibes.
Yeah.
So I just want a tune I'm like absolutely loving. I just found last week that I can't wait to play out of a venue or something. It's called Money by Raphael. Just
Bangs.
just sick. So that's like one that I've heard recently that I'm just like, dope. But at the moment I'm sort of like just scouting out new tunes and stuff and trying to build playlists and stuff. So at the moment it's kind of diverse, but it's all definitely tech house.
What about music that you don't play?
Yeah, music I don't play. It's interesting because I've got a music studio that me and my mate own and run. We work with a lot of other artists, pop artists.
Do you want to give it a plug?
Diffuse Studios. We've just got a new space, so we've been doing a launch party on New Year's Eve for anyone who's not working in the industry.
Say, that sucks, man. I would definitely be down.
We're going to do another launch party after that. For anyone who can't come to the first one.
After launch.
Yeah, so the New Year's one will be a soft launch.
Yeah, so it's more like a Tesla rocket, like it'll launch, land again.
Yeah, and then we'll go again. We'll go again, boys. We'll go again. So yeah, it's so this new space is like way bigger than our old one.
Yeah.
There's a lot more work to do.
Yeah.
A lot more money involved.
Where is it again? Sorry.
It's in the Gabba, in Wollongabba.
Yeah.
So it's right across from the old Broadway hotel that burnt down. But so it's still in the same hood we're in with Frequencies.
Yeah.
But some cool stuff. But yeah, so because it's not stuff I play, I still listen to a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Like pop artists, hip hop artists, acoustic artists.
Yeah.
And I really do enjoy listening to that stuff. You know, like we've had some really cool guys and girls come through over the last year and a bit. We've been in the studio we're in. Yeah. And so I sort of enjoy listening to that stuff, but I kind of only listen to when I'm just listening for my own enjoyment at the moment. Tunes that I'm trying to find to rebuild up like a cool library of tunes, because there's just so much music out there to sift through. Yeah. So I've got to. That's my focus at the moment. Yeah. But I've always enjoyed a lot of different genres. Like I used to be really big into breakbeat. Yeah. Back in its heyday, because when I sort of moved to Brisbane and was here in that time when I started, it was the big thing. I used to work for Addicts, and I became the assistant director of Addicts.
Sorry, just to interrupt. This beer cooler, mate. I tell ya.
Just another plug.
Dude.
Just another plug.
So, mate, like...
Thanks, get it in there.
So cold.
It's so cold. Oh. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Shout out to Butters for all the artwork. He does all my artwork for everything I do. So
looks rad.
if you need
Crack a beer if you have one. Well, I have a CC, but everyone thought all my mates are like, Jack doesn't drink beer. What's he doing?
It's all good because it's a beer with
Yes.
when I do it. So it's like, if you don't drink beer, that's fine. I'm still having a beer with you.
With me.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. It's fine.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Now, I've kind of stitched you up here, man, because I've got this game that I play, but I haven't given you a chance to play.
No, that's fine because like I feel like if I had a chance, I'd get way too competitive.
I like that.
Because I'm very competitive.
Like I said, guys, the silly sausage has made its way up the M1. I had him in the passenger seat with me. So let's see.
Silly sausage.
How your boy
Let's go. This is the first. This is the first.
Okay, we'll
time,
give him.
guys.
We'll give him two, guys.
What do I have to press?
I'll just press the middle button there.
Hot dog. Single. The high score is 65. Poke me to start.
So that's
Yeah,
poke me.
Poke.
Twist me. Poke me. Stretch me. Dip me. Shake me. Dip me. Shake me. Dip me. Twist me. Dip me. Shake me. Twist me. Twist me. Stretch me. Stretch me. Shake me. Dip me. Dip me. Stretch me. Twist me.
Starting good, yeah.
Poke me. Twist me. Dip me. Twist me. Stretch me. Stretch me. Shake me. Poke me. Shake me. Shake me. Dip me. Stretch me. Dip
Look at
me.
this.
Poke me. Stretch me. Shake me. Twist me. Dip me. Ah!
Oh, wrong one. What'd we get?
Your score is 37.
Man, that's
Oh, that's pretty good.
that's. Do you want to?
That's no. Let's leave it at
You
that.
good, man?
When we, because you said you do a rap party as well. So when
Yeah.
we do the rap party, let me try again.
Dude, hard.
And you watch. I'll buy one of these in between now and then and practice the shit out of it and like destroy that
Man,
higher score. That's the kind of person where like I go all in.
If Spin Masters Limited are watching, hook a brother up because I
Oi.
could see then a few times the old shake's getting a bit.
Yeah, I was like, how hard do we got to shake this motherfucker? Yeah.
It's definitely getting a bit like a bit rusty in its old
It's had some
age.
good use.
Yeah, mate, that
honestly.
sausage been smashed in lockdown.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
housemate's girlfriend bought it home. We're all like, "What is this?"
So is this a new thing on this season?
No, last season we did it too.
You guys did it last season
Yeah,
too.
just thought, change it up a bit. Just want the DJs and artists competing with each other.
Yeah,
really.
that's it. Definitely get a bit of competition.
Yeah,
in there for
and then
sure.
at the end, I kind of release it all at once. I don't be like, oh, this person's. I just want to smash it out there and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
people
that's
yell
cool.
at each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love
Now,
it.
if I went out to your car at the moment, man, turn it on, Spotify. What would be turning on? Radio? What's up?
So I don't have a car, but if I did,
Yes.
it would be one of my Spotify playlists that I'm working on tunes, and it would probably be that tune "Money" by
Yeah.
Raphael.
Just going on repeat.
It's pretty banging. But yeah, it would just be one of my Spotify playlists.
Yeah,
that,
nice.
that I have that I'm working on. Or if it's Monday, my Discovery playlist.
Yeah.
That
I'm just really
Spotify
glad you
has.
didn't say I just listen to all my podcasts and just.
Nah, I'm definitely.
So here's my question.
Definitely
for you.
sick of my voice.
Yeah, here's my question for you. Do you listen to them?
So when I first started, I would definitely listen to all of them back because I wanted to get better at what I was doing.
Yes.
I would listen as a bit of a reference as to how I did, things I could get better at. Nowadays, I don't really listen to a lot of them back. I have to edit them and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so I listen to sections of them. I do it all myself, so when all those little clips that you see me post, I have to cut them up, so I sort of skip through and find, once I've edited the podcast together, I skip through and find cool little clips.
Yeah.
So I do listen to bits and pieces. But I have gone back recently and listened to some older...
Go son! Go son!
Oh!
Cody Walker!
That's a
Cody
try.
Walker! He's been put in the blue side after being dropped last year.
Wait, that was a pretty good try too. I'll pay that.
That is,
I'll pay
guys.
that.
If this is an obstruction, that is a premium 5'8" running the ball try. Tune
That's
in
why
for
you
our-
need to have a 5'8" who can run the ball. Like honestly, you're out on the fringe. Like, you got to fucking be able to run the ball and play the ball.
See, this is what I love. You know how hard it is to find fellow people in our industry to be able to talk footy chat?
Oh, mate, I love it. I was up in Townsville, mate, so I had to be in it. And I used to play union too, so I know it's a different sport.
Oh,
but,
mate, it's all got a ball.
But I love...
that isn't a double movement.
Yeah, I
that's
love my footy. No, that's a try.
So who do you support? Who's your team? Cowboys?
In which? Oh, NRL?
Yeah.
No, it's actually the Titans.
Is it, bro?
Yeah, because you're the Titans too.
So, like I said, I'm a dragon, but they got my...
So the reason I chose them was because when I was like, you know, in uni and stuff, like I was like... They came into the comp and started, and they had dope players back.
Yeah, they had Matty Rogers, ex rugby union players.
And like Preston Campbell, and all that, and
Luke
like
Bailey.
I want to be in like 40 years' time that guy who's like, oh, I was there from the beginning. Yeah, like I've been a supporter since the start, and I couldn't do that with any other team. No, so that's why I decided, and it's Queensland. You know, my top 3 teams are Queensland teams. Yeah. And yeah, so that's why I'm a Titans supporter, even though, you know, we've been struggling.
Yeah, no, we're coming there this year.
But that's fine. That's fine. That's not what supporting a team's about. A supporting team's about is loving the culture and just, you know, watching the games, supporting the boys, and so I love all that stuff.
Up the Titans. Up the Titans.
Go the Titans.
Yeah. But I'm a dragon at my heart.
They'll win it one day.
I'm a dragon at heart, so if my dad sees this, he'll kill me. There was when Jared Hayne came back, I had his jersey, went to the game, and Channel 10 pulled me across. Oh, he's got a jersey on, we got to interview him. Interviewed me, and it comes up, Jack Wilson, Titans supporter. My dad, within 2 minutes, calls me. He's like, you're fucking dead to me.
Yeah, he doesn't want to even know you at all.
Just like, hangs up, I'm like, Dad?
He's like, you're not welcome at Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and that was the last time I spoke to my father. Oh, man. Now, if you could listen to one song on repeat for the rest of your life, what would that track be?
Yeah, really tough question. Because as I said, like, I love so many different genres and stuff. So it's got to be a tune that's like you can dance to if you want. Yeah. It's got to be a tune that you can not dance to if you want. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, like, sort of. It's such a tough question. Like, maybe, like, I mean, I could just like go real generic and just say like a Daft Punk song that you know, I was mentioning before. Yeah. My favorite Daft Punk song, actually, no. So let's go with a Daft Punk song. But my favorite song of theirs, which is not a favorite song of most people, or most people don't even know it. Yeah. Would be Something About Us. Okay. Which is off the Discovery album. It's a real chill, like bass funk sort of tune. Like if I played it to you, you'd know it. But I think maybe that, because it's the perfect after a big night tune. Yeah. When you just want to like chill and relax. But I could listen to that tune anytime because I just love the vibe in it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not too hectic. It's just
it's a good. Yeah, it's pretty chill, to be honest. Yeah, nice. But I think I could listen to that.
Well, that helps if it's easy to listen to. If it's chill, you don't want.
Yeah, that's it. You know, like I said, kick drums get annoying after
100%.
12 hours.
Dude, 100%. Now, obviously, you got your podcasting. You've got you as an artist. You've got the studio. Let's go through each one. Where do you see? We'll start off with not. We won't start off with your DJing because that's what I can tell you're really passionate about at the moment. So we'll go into that deeply. But podcast, where do you see that in a year as a brand? What do you want to work towards? I know you got stuff going on with Catch. You got
so like I'm doing a lot of stuff with other people now, which is really cool because it's like a cosign. It's like, this guy's good enough to do it for us. So I'd love to do like talk to once things open up. I was actually gonna travel down like you're doing here to Brisbane. I was gonna travel to Sydney and Melbourne because I know a heap of people down there that I would love to podcast with and learn more about their story and stuff. But I'd really love to be able to do international artists when they come through. I've also started a thing called Behind the Scene, which is like a live podcast, live recorded at events. Yeah, cool. So I just did one for Sunday at Stockies, and then I'm trying to do ones with other people. Yeah,
I did a little cheeky one of those the other week at down at Creep Show. I haven't released the footage yet.
How'd it go?
Oh, man, it was great. I spoke to all the bands. We just kind of chatted about life after COVID. Cut down in a little 15-minute. Mate, everyone was so lovely. The Betty Ray boys, Ivy, Yuka, far out. It was just, everyone was keen to sit down and have a chat. It was... It was just good.
That's it. Yeah, it's always good because it's sort of like revealing the other side of an event. Like you always see the after movie and the snap stories and the Insta stories and that. But you know, after an event, the after movie and that. But you know, you really want to see the behind the scenes stuff that we all love being a part of.
Well, the green room stuff that goes on in the green room. Like not all the stuff.
Not all the stuff. Yeah, we can't show all the stuff.
Not all the stuff.
But you know, I think it's really cool. Especially, it would be really cool content for brands after the event to be like, if you interviewed them before their set.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you gonna play? And they could be like, oh, I'm gonna play all this stuff. And then people who had actually been to the event, if they watch that, they go, oh, I remember that. That was sick. You know, like
true.
that was really awesome. Or after they come off, you know, ask about their set, what they loved about it, or things, and just giving that sort of that personal touch to things. Because I feel like that's gonna be the next big thing in like promoting yourself and your brand and all that kind of stuff is the personal stuff. Yeah. Because everyone's been doing the brand, the shiny. This is my brand and stuff. For the last 10 years since EDM started, and I think
here we go. Here's another one, Teddy. Thank you.
Oh, he's in. They're in.
30 plus New South Wales. I'm calling it.
Oh, is that what you put the bet on for?
No, I didn't, but it's going to be. I can feel it.
I hope not.
I almost want to go to a live bet right now. I'm not even... Where's my phone?
Where's my phone? But yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited about that side of things and the potential for that, because I think there's some really cool potential in that. But I'd also just like to I'd like to start branching out and talking to other people as well. I would never compare myself to Joe Rogan, but like he does. Like he's comedy based, but he does other things like scientists. I love nutrition. Like I love to talk to scientists. Because I went to uni for so long, I've got so many friends that are in different fields and are excelling at what they do. So
if you guys haven't heard of Joe... No.
So I'd love to do all that kind of stuff as well, and I sort of model what I would the end goal as what Rogan does.
Yeah, nice.
Like, so he's got a podcast that's comedy based. I do a podcast that's music based. He, does like gigs. To do gigs and producing music, which I guess is comedy specials. Producing the comedy that he does. So that's the model I aim for, and that's the end goal, is to be able to do that. Just be able to do podcasting, write music, play gigs, have my studio and run that as well. But that would be the end goal.
Sounds like a good goal. I'll jump on that goal with you.
It'd be pretty good,
great,
I mean, you got to shoot for the stars, and
mate, I'll be the Gold Coast branch of that goal.
You might land on the moon.
I'll tell you what, I'll be the Gold Coast branch of that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now, musically, where do you see yourself as a brand in a year?
As a what? Sorry.
As a brand.
Yeah, like musically. Oh, I don't know. I mean, this is why I need to play for people.
Yes.
Because like when I am playing, I'm having way more fun than the crowd. I'm dancing. I'm singing along to the words of songs. I enjoy it so much that it's kind of to the point where like even when there's no one in the venue or like a couple of people,
just vibing.
I'm always having way more fun than anyone else. And I sort of enjoy that, and I kind of love those moments when there's no one else vibing and you're just having the best time up there, dancing, singing all the words and all that kind of stuff. Just really vibing it, and then you see someone else over in the crowd and they've just got the head nodding or the foot tapping, and you're like, oh yeah, like they're feeling it too. So
that's so funny you say that. I was only probably I understand that stuff, but probably last year when I was playing at Taboo Tiki, a manager, Adam Thring. Shout out to Adam, but he used to say to me, he'd come in and I would be on the dance floor, but there'd be just people everywhere seated and and he's like, that's what I want. And I was like, why? He's like, well, they're the ones drinking. He's like, they're the ones getting drinks, going back, coming in, just
that's grooving. It, man. Like there's so much to DJing that isn't talked about, especially anymore. There's all these techniques that I learned when I first started from people that are really important to club owners and people. And I'm actually working on a book to put out. It's going to be called Dance Floor Psychology.
Oh,
so it's
cheeky.
A little bit about. It's all the things that people say you need experience to learn. Yeah, but you don't need. Yeah. Like it definitely helps.
You just need a teacher.
You got to practice it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely techniques, things to look for. And once you understand all that stuff, it becomes easier to get someone to nod their head and tap their foot. And, you know, there's all these different techniques. And so it's not, the book will not be only the things that I've learned in my journey, but, you know, I've spoken to like, you know, 80, 90 guests now at all levels within the music industry. So it's about not just what I've learned, but what I've learned from them and what they've told me. So it's you know, it's not just like me saying, oh, I know everything about DJing. This is what it is. It's drawing from everyone else. And like, honestly, when it drops, you probably shouldn't buy the book. You should just watch all the podcasts and you'll know everything that is
90
in the book.
episodes. Oh no, how many more than that? Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the vibe. It's like, you know, you don't have to buy this book, but if you want to get all those things in a little tight, you know, thought out thing, you should buy that. Otherwise, just listen to the podcast and you'll get all the info, but you'll have to listen to a lot of hours of stuff. So
now, going back to your podcast, for those of you that don't know, Jai's very heavy in the podcast scene up in Brisbane, and, you know, getting on a lot of guests, also guys coming up from the Gold Coast. Can you explain to everyone kind of all of that, you know?
Yeah, so what part of it? The organisation or the the show is?
Yeah, just what you do.
Yeah, so it's called A Beer With. We sit down for maybe, you know, it's between 1.5 to 3 hours, depending on the guest and what's going on. And yeah, it's just about showcasing them and learning about their journey and even the stuff that they maybe isn't music related, because I sort of realized a long time ago that people don't really get to talk about everything that they are. There's so much more to an artist than just the music and the socials, and, you know, socials are a tiny little thing, or even interviews are like 5-10 minute
or
short,
a 6-second snippet on Triple J.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're these tiny little snippets, and there's so much more to an artist than that. So that was always the goal, was to sort of highlight the other stuff, and it's sort of morphed into a little bit of like teaching and passing on information to the next generation as well.
Yeah, nice.
You know, because we learn about the whole journey. You know, I always sort of ask about their whole journey through things, and it sort of gives a blueprint for people if you, and that's why I said don't buy the book, just listen to the podcast, because when you listen to 40 different people in the dance music industry, their story and how they got to where they are,
different.
You kind of learn, oh, there's these common themes. There's these common things, like, oh, they all did this. They all did this. Like, this was important. They all speak about this.
Dick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's all these different things that keep popping up, and it's like, that's why I decided to put it into a book, because I'm like, well, if you listen to all the podcasts, you don't need the book. But if you don't want to listen to all the podcasts...
And how many are you up to?
So I just did 74, episode 74, but I've also done a little mini-series I was doing when COVID hit, when I couldn't have guests, which was online, which had about 9 or 10 episodes. I've also got another podcast I do called The Workshop Live, where I basically, over the internet, talk to a young up-and-coming DJ about how they can progress themselves, and we workshop live about how they can, you know, improve, and whether it's production or socials and all that kind of stuff, or DJing or whatever it is, we sit there and we just nut out how you can improve. Because I had all these people wanting to come on the show for the podcast, and it's like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And they're like, oh, well, I've got a mix to promote. Like, oh, so have you ever played anywhere? And they're like, oh, nah. And I'm like, oh, man, like, you know, we've got to have stuff to talk about. And I'm like, I want you on the show. Like, I'd love to have you on the show, but and that's what this other one is. It's one where I can give back, and we can discuss different ways that people can actually progress themselves. It's a way of giving back and having people who want to come on the show
feel like they still have an outlet to
still on it, and maybe they come on that one, and eventually once they have some stuff, you know, bigger, we can you know, do that. They can come on the actual A Beer With podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Now, do you have any advice for any up and coming DJs?
So much advice.
In that case, guys, I'll be back in 10. I'm just going to watch the next 12 minutes of the
I think the main thing is, like, you've got to realize that it's it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You've got to also realize that everyone progresses at different different speeds and things. Some people start with money. Some people start with a big fan base. Some people start with whatever it is. So you can't be disheartened when someone else leapfrogs you or whatever like that. You also got to put in the work, because nowadays there's all the information out there. It's not like there's like someone hoarding all the secrets. You can learn all the things online. You can ask me if you want. But you know, you can learn all the things now. You don't actually need anything to learn. Like, you know, you need the internet and all that kind of stuff, but you don't need, you know, thousands of dollars of equipment to produce. You don't need thousands of dollars of equipment to buy decks to learn. Like you can start with virtual DJ or any of these apps and stuff. So I think putting in the work and realizing that it is a lot more work than you thought it was is something that people need to understand. And like putting in the work, it feels good when you actually do it. Like I actually enjoy when people are like out partying and I'm in the studio working on something.
Definitely.
Because it's that whole like Mike Tyson thing. Like Mike Tyson used to go for runs early in the morning. 2
a.m. or 3 a.m.
Yeah, when he was running, because he's like, everyone else is sleeping right now and I'm putting in work.
And how'd that work out for him?
Oh man, he was he killed it.
Animal.
Absolute animal.
Animal.
But yeah, so like I think, you know, putting in the work, understanding that you can always get better at everything.
Yeah.
Like there's no one thing that you can't improve at in your life. Like that's huge. And working on all of it, working on the social stuff, which is important now, which wasn't when I started.
No.
Working on production, working on DJing, working on socials, connecting with other people, going out to venues, approaching people, asking's huge.
Adding someone you don't know on Facebook and being like, yo,
hey, love what you're doing or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like, and I've done that with people over the years. Like, you know, so many people over the years. But yeah, it's just put in the work, understand that it's not going to happen straight away. Yeah. And just enjoy all the things that happen along the way, because it's, you know, it's going to be ups and downs, and I've definitely had ups and downs, but in the end, it's
he was out.
We're watching the Origin while I mean, you guys know that if you're here for this song, but it was
and this will be shown between 6 and 7 o'clock Wednesday night next week, in time for Origin to start. So
perfect.
It's going to be 1-1.
This will be a pre-Origin. Well, there's still plenty of time. Quinters loves a good comeback.
Oh, they do love a good comeback. As my housemate Elliot says, "Where's your Queensland spirit now, Thurston?" Well, man, that's rad. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. Now, do you have anything coming up other than, obviously, you got heaps of podcast stuff on? You've been working with Catch, you know.
Yeah.
What's up? What's going on?
All right, let's list some stuff off. So this will come out Wednesday. So we would have just actually done the Valley Lockdown, which is I mean, it's not on the level of Circle, but that's sort of the concept that we ran off. Yeah. So it was a live recorded thing that we're going to stream, you know, package it together and stream it live this Saturday. So it will be the Saturday just gone for anyone watching out there. But yeah, so it's just a collaboration of a heap of people. You know, Roger G, shout out Roger G. He was the guy who put it together. But it was like, you know, Callum Page. Sorry, Callum, I can't remember what your company is or whatever it is that you do with it. But Callum and his mate Anthony, they did the video. Yeah. Me and my mate Johnny, who owned the studio, we did the audio. Yeah. Gave him the decks and stuff. Roger put it together. We just all Connor Fanning. He did the lights. And we got the top of Mick Werder's car park in the valley.
Yeah, so I think I saw Scram on. I haven't met Scram
so
before, but we've.
Yeah, so it was Badger and Zadina, and so they started when it was like the sun was up still. It was like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and so they were, as the sun coming down, like tech house, like, you know, chill fucking you know, shit. Love their set, and then Scram and Yanzo were on next.
That's another one.
And so that was there they are. And so they were on next, and that was as the sun had sort of set and it was starting to get into nighttime. Yeah. And then Roger G, Greg, he started playing when it was nighttime, and just coincidentally, as he started his set, fireworks were going off in the background. So. We definitely organised. Definitely organised and
was that
planned
on a dry special? One of those. See, this guy pulls strings you don't even know he can pull.
But so that was really cool. So that will have been out by the time you guys see this. So go check it out. But that's cool. And I think we're going to do some more around Brisbane, sort of featuring Brisbane and Brisbane artists.
Yeah, sick.
But that was Valley Lockdown. But yeah, so many things coming up. I'm working on some VR podcasts.
Yeah, that's very
which
interesting.
we were talking about before. Yeah. Can't really say too much about it yet, but we're working on moving the needle with podcasts and changing the way you experience them. So just something different. Catch will be doing more podcasts in the new year. Yeah. Once things sort of start kicking off again. I'm recording podcasts for other people, so that's the podcast space, but then music production. I'm actually trying to finish a tune for Damo Cox, remix for his next tune that's coming out. So I'm under the pump trying to finish that and move the studio.
You actually had him on the show
do all the podcasts.
just week.
Recently.
Last week.
I know. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and he was on mine just recently as well. So just trying to work on a remix for that. Probably over the Christmas period, once the studio's sort of sorted a bit, because there's a lot of work to do. We've got to build a lot of panels. I will start sort of working on some more music again, and then obviously DJing, just trying to sort some stuff out. When we can dance again, I've got an event I'm going to put on.
Oh, lovely.
With a few people called High Energy.
Yeah. Will there be?
Well, so it's, because like I said, like when I'm behind the decks, I'm having so much fun dancing, getting right into it. And so in the last few years, I've noticed a few guys and girls who have that energy. And so I want to get us all together to play a show together. But we got to be able to dance though. That's the thing. Because we can't be having all the fun.
No.
Performing. We're not dancing, we're performing.
Yeah, that's what they reckon anyway. Well, thanks heaps, dude, for coming on the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Dude, been a pleasure. Thanks for this ripper beer cooler. Hey?
That's it, mate.
Cheers. And if anyone wants any stickers with a beer with them,
we got plenty of stickers.
About to take, 60 to 100 of these down the coast. So if anyone wants one of these...
hit them up.
If there are any artists on the coast as well that would be interested to come on...
Yeah, hit me up, because, my list is like a mile long of people. And if we've spoken about coming on before and I... just haven't messaged you recently, send me a message because the list is like that long and people hit me up and I'm like, you're on the list. Yeah. Like,
and people don't understand the list is actually like,
when are you free? Like, and it's just about organizing all that. But I've got some pretty big plans to get some big people on. Like I've got a plan to get Fisher on. He'll be on soon. Ooh. We'll sort that out.
Ooh. Heard it here first. Heard it here first.
So I want to slowly get bigger guests on, but I do enjoy getting, guests who are just started or maybe, because that's interesting to learn their take on it, because it's different to my take, because I've been around for so long. I've probably got, biases and things that I think, and then they sort of, say something, I'm like, oh, I've never thought about it like that. Yeah. So I enjoy getting, newer people and, older people. Oh, that's it.
Josh Shadow.
I think New South Wales might have this one.
Josh Shadow.
That's it.
Anyway, guys, once again, thanks heaps for coming on the show, my dude.
Thanks, man.
Been a pleasure.
Oh, I just want to give you a shout out too, because I love what you're doing here, thanks, and I think we need more people shining a light on all the stuff here.
We got to keep it going.
Big props to you, man.
No, mate, I got to come on your show now. Like you said,
I already hit you up about that. So you let me know when you can. It's like the opposite way around. I've hit you up, and you're like, oh, I don't know when I can come on. So yeah, definitely keen to have you on, because it's great to be able to talk to someone who can vibe and like feed off stuff. A lot of people guess it's different. Some people you got to ask questions and then they answer and they stop. Yeah. And then you ask a question and they stop. Whereas like it's cool when you can sort of just talk to someone and go in different directions that are unplanned.
Just let it go.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. So big props, man. Love what you're doing and keep it up.
Thank you, my man. And now, because it's my podcast, I've been... So once again, guys, I'm going to put all the links up. Obviously, BOI KING KOI.
BOI KING KOI.
BOI KING KOI. A beer with... I might even just put his personal Facebook up there just so people
Yeah,
know.
Jai. My name's Jai. Like, I'm pretty open with everything I do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm that visible online that it's like, it doesn't matter
Big
anymore.
footprint.
It doesn't matter anymore. Like, once you've got hours of content of you talking shit,
Yeah, it all rolls into one.
I mean, like, yeah, you can see me at my best and my worst. So, there's nothing to hide.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks heaps for tuning in. The next 2 weeks, we're going to be popping out 2 more Brisbane artists. And then, yeah, be well, guys, and we'll see you shortly. Cheers.
Peace.
Go the Blues. What?
Yeah, fuck the Blues.